were in the air. I just remember a lot of air rushing out of my chest. I remember taking a couple violent hits. I had blood running down my ear a little bit, and I had taken some glass down my throat, but you don't feel any of that stuff. The first concern is you know, the person next to me, because I gotta get him home safe, and I was begging for a cell phone.
I heard the phone ring, and I was on my way to get it, but it just seemed like apparently it was taking me a long time, and a voice came over my answering machine.
Then I was frantic.
And I just heard the urgency that I needed to pick up the phone, pick up the phone, pick up the phone. Hurry, hurry, where are you, where are you? And I picked up the phone, and it was my brother.
And I asked her to please get down here and do Mark. I told her that Mark's not doing very well.
So my brother just kept saying, come, please get down here, please come, and I got to the corner, and there were just lights, and there were sirens.
So as I'm in there, I'm screaming, I'm pounding on the seat. I'm like, Mark, wake up, you can't leave. You have a wife, you have a daughter coming. And I'll never forget that this is something that only I will ever hear. As I'm yelling at him, I just hear a last breath.
It's very frustrating. I've actually been to Tallahassee to lobby this bill, and it seemed to me that they were more interested in protecting the privacy of someone breaking the law than actually protecting our citizens.
After trying to reach him several times, we felt that something was wrong. We decided to drive on the route of his errand and found out that he never arrived to his destination. The situation has changed my life forever. I never knew that when I said goodbye to my dad, that it was going to be for the last time.
My daughter answered the door and told me that there were two police at the front door. And I knew right away what it was. And I even said to them, and this is regarding my mom, isn't it? And they kind of like looked at me and, how did you know? And I said, just know, tell me what happened. That's when they said that she'd been killed by an individual that had blown through the light at Bates and Goldenrod, and I instantly hit the floor. Actually, I didn't hit the floor. My husband managed to get from our bedroom up front and catch me before I hit the floor.
This is actually a electrical cervical stimulator, and what it does is it actually sends an electrical current through my neck and into my spine where there is a cadaver bone, and it encourages the healing. There are still times when, you know, it was actually a magnificently beautiful day, a lovely day, and I was with family, and to have that day end the way it did, it's very, very difficult to sort of get your hands around. You know, that one instant, you know, it does get back to that, you know, how valuable time is. But that one instant where somebody else's negligence, you know, is a lifetime, you know, for me to have to sort of digest.
You see that light?
No, sir.
You didn't see the light was?
I had yellow.
You had a red. I had the yellow. I was about a car and a half in front of you. Watched it turn red, then I watched you pass the crossbar after it turned red. I was in front of you and watched that.
Okay, you got a white, looks like a Saturn, outside lane, 4 car lanes.
We just simply don't have enough police officers to sit at every intersection and go to court and write all those tickets. Technology is our friend. We use it. It's in our patrol cars with the computers. We're going to continue to use it. And this is a great opportunity for everyone.
136, the green 4-door, it's a Chevrolet, just ran a red light northbound straight through. You said the word that was, I think, the best appropriate word to be used as naysayers. You're going to have that regardless of how you set this bill up. It's not going to matter. You're going to have people think that we should be doing it the way we've been doing it. Of course, you have people that don't like that. You can't make everybody happy. You know, if you're an administrator in a local government or the governor himself, you know, he's got to understand, I'm sure he does, that you're going to have negativity no matter what. But I think, of course, you'll never know the lives you saved. It's only the ones that the people that got hurt that we think of and talk of. You know, what of those that we never know who we helped?
Clearly, people can understand, or should be able to understand, that's what the people want. This has got tremendous public support.
It keeps from anybody getting killed at these intersections, absolutely. And I think it's a great idea.
You look at the way you're driving and you look at the other driver and you want to be safe, but it's not enough. Because when people are driving aggressively, what happens is that, you fear for your life also.
Even our governor has come out in favor of it.
Another issue we'd like to ask you about is tickets for red light cameras. I know George has a question.
Are you going to push for that legislation? Obviously, it's been dancing around for quite some time up in Tallahassee. Nothing's been resolved, and obviously some local community, including ours, are stepping in and trying to do something.
I saw that. Yeah, well, I'm encouraged by that. I mean, enforcing the law is a good notion. And I think it would be a good thing for us to do. I've read your editorials about it, and I'm supportive of it.
So you would support legislation that allows local governments to give citations for running a red light with a camera?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I would.
Well, will you make it, will you campaign for it, or are you just going to say you won't veto it?
I've got lots of things to work on. I'm supportive. I would sign it if it passes, and probably would devote some time to helping in the push for it.
Four-door, small black four-door SUV, eastbound on Midway, right-hand turn violation on 835.
835. I stopped you for making a right turn on red. You are required to make a complete stop and remain stopped for 3 seconds prior to leaving.
I called Representative Ron Reagan asking him about the habitual traffic offender law, and he talked to me about that and said, I definitely would like to help you with this, but look, we've done some research on the cameras.
With the death of Mark Wandell, it pushed me to action more than anything else. So part of my investigation was the utilization of cameras at intersections. And in looking at it, I saw the pros, I saw the cons, and I think with the bill and the legislation we finally devised, we've gotten over any of the cons. I think it's nothing but positive at this point in time.
Driving is a privilege, not a right. It's something you do in public, not in private. These cameras don't look inside the car. They don't spy on your private conduct. They only evaluate how you're discharging this privilege that you have to drive. I don't really see any privacy issues.
We have a proliferation of red light running in our community. I mean, it is rampant. You can stop at any intersection and just wait and you'll see 3 to 4 cars running red lights. It's not even close. So I think it's time that we have red light cameras to stop this action of red light running. The state legislature, it's amazing, they went ahead and passed legislation that has red lights for entrances onto the freeways and turnpikes, and they'll give infractions for people who run those red lights, but they won't pass legislation for communities to be safer.
For him to leave home like he normally does and to never ever see him again is devastating.
So she got to this intersection, light changed, looked good, 2 cars were stopped in the 3 lanes, so she started to proceed through, and this person came through so fast it completely almost halved the car, killed the other person too.
And everything that you go through is so painful because you never got the opportunity to prepare. And we never had an opportunity to say goodbye.
I'm still, days are just gray, there's really no happiness. 3 years. Tomorrow I said the anniversary of her death doesn't make much difference. They're all pretty slim because we were like best friends.
And I'm still expecting him to come home. Some days, the children be talking to me about different things. I said, well, I'll ask Robert when he get here. And it hits me later on, Robert not coming back. There's a lot of things I want to ask him where he put this and where he put that, but he's not coming back to tell me. Or, I'll be saying to myself, when Robert get here, I'm going to tell him about this and I'm going to ask him about that. He's not coming back, and that's the hard part.
These cameras will prevent this from happening. It has proven in 22 other states. There's no reason why Florida has not come on board at this time.
Say my mom did not die for no reason. If for nothing else, like my brother told me, there's a purpose behind this. We need to fight to get this done, tooth and nail, so that her legacy can live on.
I think that this bill, the Mark Wandell Safety Act, will be his life-saving legacy because it is going to, at the end of the day, dads are going to be coming home at night. Moms are going to be coming home at night. We're not going to have to worry about children being killed in these vehicles by someone running a red light. It's going to curb those behaviors.
It is just simply not possible for law enforcement to be everywhere at once. Valuable time and money spent on red light details could be spent on other law enforcement activities and necessities. This bill is just not about time spent more wisely. This bill is truly a safety issue. There is no expectation of privacy on our roads, especially when someone breaks the law and puts other lives at risk. Everyone, though, has an expectation to be safe on our roads. Citizens also have a right to expect that when legislators have a tool at their disposal that can help meet that end, that they would use it. The Mark Wandel Traffic Safety Act will also create a unified law for communities to abide by. With the influx of more people moving to our state, curbing driving habits like red light running is more important than ever. Passing this bill will accomplish many things for our state, its citizens, and law enforcement. Before there are unnecessarily more tragic stories like the ones you just saw, pass the Mark Wandel Traffic Safety Act.